And good morning. You are watching Ben at 10. We are live right here in the Extol Media Studios in downtown New Albany or uptown New Albany on what is a gorgeous morning. Finally seeing that sunshine out there. Thanks for tuning in, whether it's on my Facebook page here, Meteorologist Ben Peine, or at Extol Weather or Extol Media on YouTube. And there you can see the correct spelling of my last name, P-E-I-N-E. So if you type it out in Facebook, it's Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E. The name still pops up, P-I-N-E, as Meta or Facebook still does not want to change that at this point in time. So thanks for tuning in here on this very nice May 6th morning. We're going to have a dry day today, dry tomorrow. We're going to talk about the rain returning to the area with a cold front that'll be moving through Thursday. And then that should bring in dry air for this weekend. So things overall improving for this week. And the rain that we get Thursday doesn't look all that heavy, just kind of a nuisance rain that we'll have across the area. So here's a look at the sunshine. Here comes the sun. Doop, doop, doop. There you go at live view here at Vincennes and Market. Just a few of those fair weather cumulus clouds out there. And saw a little bit of valley fog this morning as well. A lot of that clearing out here pretty quickly if there's still some left over, as we're now getting that sun angle higher in the sky and evaporating some of that early morning fog. There might be a touch of fog tomorrow morning as well as we get started, as we have light wind and mostly clear sky and still moisture in the ground from that upper level low pressure system that plagued us with all that rain over the last several days. So maybe the ingredients for a little valley fog tonight and tomorrow morning as well. Speaking of a foggy spot often is the Borden Valley, and we've got Beverly Hagist tuning in from there. So thanks for the good morning, and thanks for watching here this morning, Beverly. Shout out to some of our sponsors, Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. They have commencement this week. And they are meeting students where they are, like my daughter in high school the last couple of years with some advanced math and chemistry, physics, all that stuff, getting over 30 credits before she graduates high school, college credits. Ivy Tech Community College has over 30 plus academic programs to get you to your next step in your career. So classes start every 8 weeks, and the summer session will begin June 9th. So you can register today. Head over to Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg. We're going to talk in the coming weeks, because they've got commencement this week, Tuesdays at the Tech. Might be checking out a live viewing of Ben at 10 there at Ivy Tech. So thanks to Ivy Tech. Lions Roofing, and you're going to hear more from them as well over the coming weeks. And I've been talking about this for a month or so. They've just been busting it, busy. And finally, they've got some days they can get some roofs on after this wet weather that we've had. But they've been booked pretty solid, but still, if you need some help with your roof, give them a shout, lionsroofingco.com. We're going to hear from Brad Weddington tomorrow for anything around your home. So Brad built my home 11 years ago, expert in all things custom home building and just general handy stuff around the house. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to know more about that, as we will be asking him questions live tomorrow morning. NWSB branches all across southern Indiana, and they have a mission going on right now. They want your plastic bags. So you can go to any NWSB location, and we've been talking about this the last several days through the month of May. If you got some spring cleaning going on, grab the plastic bags, paper bags, tote bags, backpacks, duffel bags, lunch bags, and it's helping out Project Recovery there. So thanks to the efforts there at NWSB. And looking at some of the comments as we get started here on, again, I'll keep popping this up. There it is. Finally, some sunshine this morning, and temperatures have been a little bit on the cool side. That's why wearing the jacket this morning. I got the t-shirt underneath. Once we get up to around 70, might be able to take the jacket off later on this afternoon. So good morning here from Perry Porter from Borden as well. Good morning from Anita Meredith Husband out cutting the lawn. There you go. Got to get it done before we get that rain on Thursday, that possible rain as well. So good to the hubby out there getting some work done this morning. Patricia Spriggs, good sunny day to you. And Angela Epperson, good morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you to all you guys here popping on early. If you're watching the replay this afternoon, thanks for tuning in. Leave that comment below. Thanks for liking or following the Facebook page or subscribing to the Extol Media YouTube page where you can, bring this up full screen and check it out as well. Beverly popping in here. I won't be able to be here tomorrow. I'm going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee today for a wedding and business. All right. Have a safe and fun trip. So it looks like we've got some good weather for you to head down there to Gatlinburg. Fun spot, of course, as well. All right. So as we bring up the sunshine. So there it was. Finally saw the sun yesterday as we started to get some breaks in the clouds, started to see fewer and lighter rain showers. It was a little bit chilly if you're out yesterday evening. And it was chilly in the 40s early this morning. We're now making it into the 50s, a bit of valley fog as well. So I was looking out in my backyard. But then I want to bring this up full screen. We're getting those, and someone help me out here. I'm not the best at all the flowers. So these are wildflowers. They're all over a lot of the farm fields out there. If you're driving through the agriculture, you'll see. I kind of Googled this, maybe mustard, or is it rapeseed? I've seen different names for this. I'm sure there's some farmers out there that know what these flowers are called. I know, students are out there getting senior pictures and things like that. I know sometimes it's kind of a nice backdrop for picture day. Robert Fisher from Chelsea, Indiana. So that's kind of close to Hanover and Madison, Indiana. So that was an awesome picture. Thanks for sharing that one, Robert. You can always share your photos too to Indiana Skies. It's a group on Facebook, and I can share that to all the different platforms as well. So if you're on your computer, your tablet, or your phone, just search Indiana Skies in Facebook, and you'll find that group very well. Another look at a similar sky that I had yesterday. And I just didn't have that beautiful yellow field there, as Robert Fisher got to check out. And then Robert's final picture here, he said, the sun is saying good night, and you can see that little bit of underglow underneath that cumulus cloud, just sneaking in a little bit of that last bit of sun rays there, again, near Chelsea, Indiana. It is now time for that Bird Nerd segment here on this beautiful Tuesday, May 6th. So I put out the Merlin app. Check that out at the App Store. It's free, and you just click record, and it picks up all the sounds from the birds. Getting some birds that I've never heard of, and it was loud this morning. So we had the eastern phoebe. The crows were loud. A murder of crows out there yesterday. Tennessee warbler, Swainson's thrush, blue jay, I guess, and they'll put a little orange circle near a bird that's a little more rare, like the northern water thrush, and the yellow-rumped warbler. Why are we seeing all these names we've never heard of? Because it's the peak of the migration season. They're cruising through and heading to their mating grounds. The scarlet tanager, beautiful bird, bright red. The yellow-throated vireo, tufted titmouse, the red-eyed vireo, the Carolina wren, those were this morning. The brown-headed cowbird, I think they steal other birds' nests and the eggs, so they don't deal very well with other birds. And the magnolia warbler. And let me go ahead and bring up the migration map here. So we'll bring this up. So the bird migration prediction from birdcast.info/migration, it brings up this map, and you look hour by hour, and most of the bird migration is during the overnight hours. And we'll get to the forecast here in just a moment too, I promise. But here's a look at 259 million estimated birds in flight, and that was at 6 o'clock this morning. And then when you move it forward in time, that line is the sunrise time, and notice that kind of shuts down the migration a bit. But it looks like some of the birds still do fly from south to north through the daytime as well. Big time migration at night. They recommend you turn off as many lights as you possibly can at nighttime to help them to just keep cruising along and not make too many pit stops. So that's all the birds out there. Again, that Merlin app, MERLIN, is very interesting to check out all those different birds that are around the area. And sometimes you can't see them. They'll just pop into the app. It'll show the picture of the birds like you see right here. And then you kind of look around and you might actually be able to see one of the birds. Who knows, you might have a new thing you're obsessed with and a new hobby that you never knew that you'd have. So check that out. Now, some people, I know a lot of them, including myself sometimes, are obsessed with fishing. So I found this interesting on Facebook. Cops Lakes in Clarksville, in northern Clarksville near 265, has their fishing forecast. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but they say this is the fishing forecast from May 8th through the 11th. Get ready for a great stretch of fishing as we head into a full moon weekend. And you know what that means. Increased fishing activity, better bite windows. So there's what to expect. So they've got, tomorrow's forecast and some of the times where they think that the highest rates of fish bites and activity will be, usually in the morning and into the evening time. And then at the end there, it says, full moon equals big bites. Night fishing is right around the corner starting May 16th. Until then, they are open Thursday through Sunday, 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. So a little bit of a fishing report there. I always like to try to make a trip once or twice a year down to Cumberland for some striper fishing, out to Patoka. My neighbor, Mike Miller, he's kind of doing really good as far as guiding folks around, friends around Patoka Lake, and having a lot of success there with the stripers and the hybrids. So that is the fishing report here. We have a hello from Gary and Janet Hutchins. Thanks for tuning in here this morning, guys. And we'll go back to that forecast. Oh, here's a. Do we have a bird report? We have hello this morning from Vicky Berger. Had an oriole fly into the picture window and hurt itself. We put it back on the porch after 4 hours. It flew away. I guess it was okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we had that problem too. In the wintertime, especially when we've got all the bird seed out and they're flying around, sometimes they do hit the windows. But unfortunately, I'm hoping we're helping more birds than we're hurting as we put out the feed out there. And now we've got the hummingbird feeder out, and we just put some fresh sugar water out there for them. So we've got a few of the hummingbirds that have been flying around here recently. Back to the forecast, as we're 13 minutes in. We really haven't talked about the forecast here yet, but thanks for popping in here. We've got 70 degrees, partly to mostly sunny sky out there for today. Quite pleasant. West wind at around 5 to 10, so just pretty light winds out there. Sunset at 8:39. So finally a dry day to get out in the yard like Anita Meredith's husband is doing and cutting that lawn. The mowers are going to be busy the next couple days because I've seen some foot or foot plus tall grass out there. That is pollinating, grass and tree pollen out there. Going to keep it kind of low for today, moderates for the next couple of days. As we start to dry things out, that pollen starts to spread more and more across the area. That play ball forecast here for later on this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny, might be a touch on the cool side. So in the direct sunshine, probably okay maybe with that t-shirt. I would grab the jacket just in case, because it can be a little bit sneaky cool in some locations, like the Borden Valley. You start to drop into the 60s. If there is a touch of a breeze, it might feel a little cool out there, but it will be all dry. It looks like we'll get all the games in for today, finally. Sunset times, again, approaching 8:40, the sunset. Sunset May 31st is at 9 p.m. Interesting thing about that 9 p.m. sunset May 31st, I did a little bit digging today. The average or mean time period that we get the first 90-degree day is May 31st. So right around June 1st is when we typically, by that time, have had a day at 90 or above, and we haven't yet. It's been a cool start to May with the below normal temperatures here so far. Our forecast for tonight, looking at a low of 54 degrees, mostly clear and cool, just a light breeze overnight. And again, there might be some ingredients. So with that moisture in the ground, we might have a little bit of valley fog develop overnight as well. Shouldn't be a big problem, though, there for us. Tomorrow's forecast for your Wednesday, May 7th, in the morning in the lower to mid 50s out the door, and then upper 60s at noon, and partly sunny tomorrow, 76. Had a little 20% chance of a sprinkle west of I-65 in Kentucky yesterday. It looks like most areas are going to stay dry tomorrow. So normal high is 76 tomorrow, normal low is 56. And so we're going to be right at normal for those temperatures for the most part for our Wednesday. Our sun up at 6:39 and setting at 8:40. So a good looking Wednesday, maybe a few extra clouds out there. And here's the 7-day forecast. We'll go 73 with more clouds and a 60% chance of some showers. Not seeing any severe weather with that. Very light winds, not much cape, that fuel for storms. So maybe just a few garden variety thunderstorms. Might get a cloud to grow big enough to give us a couple rumbles of thunder with that as that moves through. Should be pretty light stuff too. A lot of the models printing out like 1/4 inch or less of rainfall for Thursday. It does get a touch cooler Friday, upper 60s. We have drier air punching in from the north. Looks like all sunshine Saturday, 75 degrees. And I mentioned on my walk-in into work a little weather update that I do every morning at around 7:30 in the morning, that there was a little bump in the road for the weekend. That bump has kind of smoothed out. So we're going to keep Sunday, Mother's Day, dry. We don't want a repeat of what happened for Derby weekend, where this upper level low pressure system snuck in and then just stuck around and gave us all that the rain chances Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday. So the GFS weather model, the 0Z last night, that is an update that comes in during the nighttime. It did have some showers trying to spill up from the south from an upper level low pressure system to our south Sunday and into Monday into Tuesday. The European weather model, if you remember, was right last weekend. The European weather model dry all weekend long. So we want the European weather model to be dry, to be right this time. And so the last update from the GFS through the overnight actually matched up with the European weather model. With that all said, as we keep an eye on these weather models, it's smoothed out. Like I said, it looks like it'll stay dry this weekend. Hopefully it stays that way. And then it did bring in that next upper level low pressure system that could bring in some showers Monday and Tuesday of next week. But so far, hopefully a nice gift to all the moms out there for this weekend with a very, very lovely forecast. Again, sunshine, 75 Saturday, 78 on Sunday. And then so far looking like upper 70s as we do get a shower chance next Monday and Tuesday. So there is a look at that forecast here on your Tuesday, May the 6th. So thanks for tuning in here, guys, and watching our Ben at 10. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and helping to get the word out as we cover southern Indiana focused weather, but also looking beyond as well. Let me go ahead and add this one. And just a shout out here to extolmag.com/weather. You're going to get a lot of weather tools here, free interactive radar, current conditions. It's got the short-term forecast. Then I've got the 7-day forecast loaded up there. You just click right on it. It pops right up there for you, updated each day. And then here's a look at the weather story. This is where I dig a little bit deeper into the details. A lot of what you get right here on the live stream, but if you're not catching the live stream and you want to get some more information, again, extolmag.com/weather. And there's a look at some of the maps we've been showing you, and a look at that rain chance there Thursday with that front, and then the light rainfall amounts total for Thursday, and just some extra information there for you. So that's kind of the daily weather story that you'll find right there, extolmag.com/weather. Some of the forecast maps, the Storm Prediction Center's Day 1, Day 2 risk outlook, and the severe weather watches and warnings. Today, if we pop this up here, this is the risk from the Storm Prediction Center, an enhanced risk of severe weather down over East Texas into Louisiana. And so when we match that up with the current severe thunderstorm watches and warnings, there you can see they have that watch down. It looks like a tornado watch down there in eastern Texas. Looks like a bunch of flooding as well, a flood watch down to our southwest with that upper level low pressure system. Thankfully, that's not impacting our area. You get your drought monitor. We are certainly not in a drought. You can pop that one up. And as we look at the current conditions, we got the Midwest map linked up, and then the worst drought is over the desert Southwest. And there's been a little bit of a drought over parts of Florida. They haven't had a whole lot of rain. Drier than normal over the mid and upper plains, parts of the Rockies, but here in the Ohio Valley and down over the lower Mississippi Valley, definitely not in drought conditions, as we've had way above normal amounts of rainfall this springtime. You've got your rivers and your lake levels there. As we look at that, there has, thanks to our recent rains, been a little bit of a jump in some of the river levels. I would say, the smaller river levels, not really the Ohio River. So as I bring this up full screen, this is the Rolling Fork near Boston, Kentucky, so not far from Elizabethtown, Hardin County, there and into Nelson County area, up to minor flood stage here for today, and then starting to go right back down. So some areas have had an increase in their local river levels. And then up as we go into Indiana, this is into Lawrence County. So this is near Mitchell, Indiana. This is the East Fork of the White River at Riverdale, and it stays below minor stage, flood stage. This is Thursday as it rises, but gets close to minor flood stage. So you can bring those up. This is water.noaa.gov. This is a good site to check out any river levels near you, but staying below minor flood stage. In the action stage, it's probably up to the banks, maybe a little bit over the banks, but not causing any big flooding concerns in those areas. Then you've got up here near Bedford, this is East Fork of the White River at Bedford Boat Club. It also staying below minor flood stage, but getting into that action stage, then getting closer to normal as we head towards May 15th. So staying a little bit elevated there for a while. So let's look at a couple of the river levels there. And again, we got you linked up to that at extolmag.com/weather. And then you can click for, live traffic conditions. Louisville has Trimark, and then, over here in southern Indiana, we've got NDOT. They've got a ton of cameras, and you just click on it there and you can see what's happening. You can also match it up. If you see red on the traffic, kind of like any of those traffic apps out there, you can match that up with what's happening. There's a live look at 265 in Grantline Road, looking off into the west-southwestern sky at the sunshine that we have across the area. So everything looking good there. Everything green, it looks like, as well on the expressways. Just taking a peek at another camera here, see if it'll load up. So this is the Lewis and Clark Bridge, the East End Bridge, and everything looking good there as well. The Ohio River, a little bit above the normal pool stage right now. You can see it does look a little swollen perhaps there as we look live at some of that traffic over the Ohio River. In fact, we can go back to the river and lake levels here. I was just kind of curious at the level downtown with the Ohio River. This is the upper gauge. It is currently at 15 feet. So it's about 3 feet above normal stage, but way below minor flood stage. It is 8 feet below flood stage. So just a little swollen right now. Always like to take a peek as well at the Falls of the Ohio.org webcam here in the waterfront there in New Albany and Clarksville, as it does pan around, looking from the west to the east, and just loving the view of some of that sunshine there. So the river levels have gone up just a touch. You can see the water lapping up against some of the tree trunks there that did not have water a few days ago, and that's from that stuck upper level low pressure system that we've had over the area here recently. And as we go back here, here's another look outside at that live sunshine here at the corner of Market and Vincennes in New Albany, Indiana. So that sunshine should warm us up to near 70 degrees later today. So looking forward to that. Let's get into the weather model data, which thankfully the forecast is becoming quite a bit more simple here for us. We hope it stays that way. I'll go ahead and make this full screen. We can kind of jump around and to see what's happening across the region. So the upper level low pressure system that gave us all that rainfall, it has eased off to the northeast of us. Not far away, but you see that clearing sky that we have across our area, and that rain is now shifted to the northeast up into the western half of Ohio, and we'll say goodbye to that. So we're in the middle. We've got a little wedge of high pressure that is over our region that has been giving us the sunshine here, thankfully here this morning, and will give us some pleasant conditions over the next couple of days as well. And then look off to the southwest. What we want is that upper level low pressure system to stay south of us. That's where there is a tornado watch and active weather here in Texas and into Oklahoma. So they are awaiting some possibly strong to severe weather there in Austin, Waco, and towards Houston. And again, we want a front to, give us a rain chance Thursday, but to kick that upper level low pressure system off to our south through this weekend, and then we might get an upper level low to move in. And I say upper level low pressure system. You have low pressure systems at the surface, or you can have them in the mid and upper deck of the atmosphere, up around 15 to 30,000 feet. So we're talking about the energy for showers and thunderstorms really originating from the upper deck of the atmosphere. We've got a good morning here from Linda Lawrence. Thanks for watching in here. And please send in those comments. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Send in a comment, a good morning, a question, a suggestion, any maps that you want to see. I can try to dig them up for you and bring them up today or possibly the following day. So thanks for participating in the weather conversation here this morning. So that's what's happening on the radar and satellite right now. Let me go ahead and back out of the full screen view there. And we bring up the next map. I'm going to just bring up a quick look at the current temperatures across the United States. So you've got a cold front northwest. We still have some kind of residual cool air around this morning. These are look at the METARs. So these are the hourly reports of weather. So that's Louisville's METAR. That is at KLOU. So that's Bowman Field there, and that is showing 55 degrees, dew point 48. The pressure at 1.19.6 millibars. The wind is from the southwest at 8 miles per hour. So 50s and 60s around much of the region right now, and then much warmer over the Gulf of Mexico, and then chilly air still persists up to the west and northwest. 30s there over much of the Rockies. So that's just kind of a look at the nation's weather there, and then we'll bring up the weather model data and look at the future. Look into our future here. And for today, again, this is going to be simple. This is the NAM 3 kilometer. It keeps that rain off to the northeast of us. So we stay dry. And we got a comment here from Debbie Hennessy. Hey, Ben, I hope we are done with the rain for a while. Thank you for the forecast. Yeah, a couple days, and then you're going to start to see a little green popping up here for Thursday. But won't be too much, not a washout for us. Then it looks dry for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hopefully that's my gift. A gift to all the moms out there, a dry Mother's Day weekend. Have some plans to do some planting myself for my wife and probably my mom again as well. This is our May 6th afternoon, so we're dry. Rain is off to the northeast. Things are looking good. We're going to jump ahead to tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We're going to back up the view here a little bit. Notice that upper level low getting a little bit closer to our area. Right now it's down in Texas, and then it's starting to spread rain into western Tennessee and Missouri tomorrow. And I think this little bit of green that you see right here, I don't think that actually makes it to the ground. There's just a little bit of green here tomorrow morning. I think that's basically cloud cover. Gonna keep tomorrow dry. All right, we're gonna push ahead here with the NAM 3 kilometer weather model into tomorrow afternoon at around 3 o'clock. And so yesterday I was mentioning areas west of I-65, maybe a chance for a sprinkle. Notice that You're seeing maybe a chance of some light rain down here around the Cumberland Parkway towards Bowling Green, and maybe out here towards Paducah, a few little showers. Still going to keep our area dry. I think we're in good shape tomorrow. We'll probably have a little extra cloud cover, maybe filtering out a little bit more of that sunshine for our Wednesday afternoon. I think we'll be able to make it into the mid-70s though tomorrow afternoon. So looking good overall for our Wednesday. We've got Lily and Lasley. A good morning there. Looks like we're going to have an awesome day. That's a good way to put it. It is going to be an awesome day out there. All right, we'll see how far out this weather model can go, taking you into our Thursday morning, May the 8th. All right, here's a front just off to the north on our May 8th. Notice a couple showers here up around Indianapolis. I would say right now mostly dry during the morning time for our May the 8th. Into the afternoon, I would say a better chance for some of these spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Notice there's not much on this weather model right here at 2 p.m. on our Thursday. So 2 p.m. Thursday, I would say right around that time would be our next best chance of some showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. Notice does not look all that heavy though for us. And we're going to bring up the GFS weather model and do a little compare and contrast with that as well. I think it's just going to show you a little bit more of a rain chance as we bring up the GFS higher resolution weather model. And I'm going to go ahead and back this up into, this is going to be 8 o'clock Thursday morning. Showing not a whole lot out there. Vicky says, come August, people will be complaining because it's so dry and we will want the rainfall. I can't wait to complain about the heat and humidity. Hopefully not a drought, but I can't wait. I'm tired of the cool weather. Tired of putting on the jackets, even a little bit of furnace the last couple of days as well. So if you're just joining in here, we're in the mid-section of your Ben at 10 where we're digging into the weather models. We're about done with that because there's not much rain, thankfully, and then we're going to look ahead to the forecast once again and give that recap. Let me take a little swig here of water from the not doing so good St. Louis Cardinals Cup this year. We're rebuilding. That's what it is. I also like to support the Central Division and the Reds as well. My father-in-law Scott is die-hard. You're not going to meet a bigger Reds fan than him. All right, so that is 5 o'clock. So I'll go back to, there's 2 o'clock Thursday, and then here's 5 o'clock. So again, next rain chance. If we want to see the next rain chance, we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to past Mother's Day. So we're talking the 12th. Is that Monday? So we've got Mother's Day on the 11th, Sunday. Nice reminder there for you, kids and fathers out there. This is Sunday, 5 p.m. So it keeps right now that rain to our south. That's what we want. That energy staying to the south. We stay dry through the entire Mother's Day weekend. Now, as we look ahead and we go hour by hour, notice that, so this is 2 a.m. This is going into our Monday morning. We're starting to see that next system creep up from the south. And this could be an upper level low pressure system. And you know what those do. They just kind of sit and spin and they don't move very much. So that would give us a chance for some spotty showers Monday. This is May the 12th, and then this is kind of your Ben on the limb segment. We'll see if this happens, but we're looking at the long-range data here. May 13th, Tuesday, scattered rain showers across the area. But it does look like we will get some energy to push a west wind to push that out of here. Now, I'm going to go back all the way to May 6th today. And I'm going to put up the 500 millibar winds So this is the winds up at 18,000 feet. Notice the polar jet is off to the north. That's where you find these very strong winds up around 100 miles per hour. Those will be even way higher than 100 miles per hour once you get up to around 30,000 feet. So there's the polar jet up here. Then you've got your subtropical jet down here. And this is where we're getting these cutoff lows, cut off from the main jet. And where you see some of these strong winds down here around eastern Texas, around 70 miles per hour, that's where they're getting some of that severe weather. Our upper low has moved off to the northeast. Now I'm going to punch ahead here back to May 12th, Monday. Check out the winds. And just a little bit of energy down there. And this is what you don't really want to see too much. Again, you can get these little lows to kind of cut off. The jet stream takes a dive, it cuts off, and the jet takes off without it. You get these upper level lows to give you some unsettled weather. And that's kind of a transition season pattern, spring and fall. Jet streams lifting north, leaving behind some of these cut off upper level low pressure systems. So that's just kind of a look at the general overall atmosphere from way up above. Uh-oh, now we're going out into outer space. Let's bring it back home. Let's bring it back home. Let's not go to the moon here. All right. All right, so there you go. There's the weather model data. Let's look at one last product, and that would be the rainfall total through the rest of this week. And actually, it's just going to be Thursday's rainfall total because that's really the only rain that we really care about. So I'm going to go back to, all right, so we'll zoom in here from outer space back home to southern Indiana, Kentuckiana. Okay, so we can plot on here some of these amounts. You can see, like I can see, that this is not very impressive. So this is the rainfall total for Thursday. It is showing a 1/4 inch or less across the area, so not much. And Beverly is going to be heading back down to Tennessee in August for her daughter's wedding. So congratulations early for a summer wedding. August, pretty good time for that, a little warm, but a good time of year. In my opinion, since summer is my favorite time of year. All right, let me get rid of those there. So that's the rainfall totals. All right, so that is our digging into the weather model segment here. Let's go ahead and bring up that forecast. Thanks for being here the whole time, but if you're just popping in, like to do that recap of the forecast. And we're going to go back. I actually want to show you some of these pretty pictures as well. It was nice to see that sunshine returning to the area yesterday. Just popping in, got the sun, even more sunshine out there now. Get my head out of the way, pop it up full screen. There you can see some fair weather, low cumulus clouds from the moisture we've had recently, but sunshine there in the middle. There's a look at downtown New Albany, there at Market and Vincennes, or just east of downtown in the uptown area. And back to some of the weather graphics here. That is the beautiful, and if somebody knows better than I do, is that mustard? Is that rapeseed? What is the yellow flowers in the fields that are popping right now? They are really beautiful across the region. If you get outside of the town and outside of the cities, driving around the fields, you're going to start to see this. Thanks, Robert Fisher, for sharing that as well. You can share your photos to Indiana Skies on our Facebook group, and we'll share those all over the place right here on our Ben at 10 live stream. And that was a look at just some of the underglow underneath the clouds. Robert said the sun was saying good night yesterday evening there in Chelsea, Indiana. There's all the birds, migration bird season across the area. These were the ones I picked up on my Merlin bird app. The eastern phoebe, the American crow, the Tennessee warbler, Swainson's thrush, blue jay, northern water thrush, a little bit rarer there, yellow-rumped warbler, scarlet tanager, yellow-throated vireo, tufted titmouse, red-eyed vireo, Carolina wren, the brown-headed cowbird. They're not so nice sometimes as they steal other birds' nests and eggs, and the magnolia warbler. Again, migration season across the area, an estimated hundreds of millions of birds migrating last night. Just a quick mention too, Cops Lakes there in Clarksville has their fishing report on their Facebook page. That is KOPPS Lakes. You can check it out there, and they've got their fishing forecast for you. Here is our forecast. 70 degrees today, mostly sunny and pleasant. West wind around 5 to 10. Sunset at around 8:40. And we have low to moderate pollen out there. We're going to get more and more of that as we dry out. Might help put it down a little bit Thursday as we get a few rain showers. Vicki with those farm fields was saying God's creation is beautiful. Yes, indeed. And again, here's the sunset times. 8:39, so approaching 8:40 with our sunsets. Twilight up through about 9 o'clock. And then May 31st, we're getting those 9 p.m. sunsets. But I also found out this morning, digging around a little bit, on average, from the beginning of the period of record in Louisville, where our climate site is, where you get official data, the average time we get a first 90-degree day is typically May 31st, right around June 1st. Tonight's forecast, 54 degrees, mostly clear and cool. Could be a little patchy valley fog again with some of that soggy ground that we have, light wind, mostly clear sky. Got potentially some foggy ingredients like we had this morning in some valley spots. Sun up at 6:39. Tomorrow's forecast looks good, partly sunny. May have a few extra clouds from a system off to our southwest. Looks like it will be dry though. And pretty peaceful out there overall as well. 68 at noon, 76 at 4 p.m. And that 7-day forecast, 76 tomorrow, 73 Thursday, 60% chance of some showers, maybe a couple of isolated thunderstorms. No severe weather expected Thursday with that. No flooding. Should not be a big problem. Just kind of a nuisance as that cold front moves through. Down to 50 for Thursday night. 68, a little bit cooler Friday behind that front, but drier air beginning to punch into the area. And then we're looking at 75 degrees and sunshine for our Saturday. So looking fantastic as we head into our Mother's Day weekend. And as we look ahead to Mother's Day itself, 78 and still some sunshine. Looks like we could have an upper level low pressure system move in early next week, giving us a chance for some spotty showers back in that forecast. So that would be kind of long range outlook for the next rain chances there with upper 70s and some spotty showers there next Monday and Tuesday. All right, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us. Another look at that sunshine out there live right here. Good to see it. Hallelujah. Finally, at last, got some sunshine across the area. We made it through some gloomy days. Gloomy days. So if there are no more comments, we will probably leave it at that for our Tuesday, May the 7th. Thanks for watching Ben at 10. You can find it here Monday through Friday. My Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, by the way. And let me see if I can find that and pop that up. There you can see right there, Peine on Facebook. Or you can find the replay, Extol Weather, on Extol Weather on Facebook. Thanks for liking and subscribing on that page. And Extol Media, subscribe there on YouTube. Also, extolmag.com/weather, live stream right there too. Put that in your bookmarks, extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com/weather. Another shout out to our partners here, Ivy Tech. They've got commencement this week. They've got sessions every 8 weeks. They're there to advance your career right there. Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. And I believe their summer session begins June 6th. So you can register now. We're going to be talking more about Tuesdays at the Tech in the coming weeks. Lions Roofing, give them a shout, lionsroofingco.com. If you have any roofing issues, any leaks, give them a phone call. Brad Weddington, funny, good dude, going to give us some tips around the home starting tomorrow. And NWSB Banking, we've been mentioning this here lately. If I go down a little bit more, I will find it. There it is. In any NWSB location, you can donate, do some spring cleaning around the house, get your plastic bags, paper bags, tote bags, backpacks, duffel bags, lunch bags, and that will benefit Project recovery. So again, thanks to our partners and NWSB putting that together and helping out our community. So there you go. There it is. That is your bid at 10 on this Tuesday. You got a haircut, Vicky said. I did get a haircut. It's about a once a month for me. And now my yard needs a haircut already as well. So I'll be out there doing that pretty soon as well. The mower also needs a tune-up. So probably heading down to your house, Mike, to do that here pretty soon as well. All right, thanks for joining us. That's where to find us every day, Monday through Friday here. We'll see you tomorrow morning on our Wednesday. That'll be May 7th. Same time, same place here at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you later.